Right everyone, I've just tested my alkalinity and we're down to 8.3 DKH. That's through the HANA checker, alkalinity checker, the DKH checker. I usually run my alkalinity around 8.6, that just seems to be where my tank sort of gravitates to, so that's just where I let it go. Most likely due to the new frags I got about a week ago. It's brought that alkalinity down, which is actually a good sign. So I've hopped on my doser. As you can see here, this is the first screen you get. That's the H2ocean D-D P4 Pro doser. It's fairly new. So basically, when you get onto the app and you select your device, this will be the first screen you get. You'll have to ignore. You see there, pump 1 total 750, the next one's total 999, total 555, 750 again. All that is I've got to recalculate everything when I fill everything back up. I didn't see the point because there was no point, so that's all that is, was how much my last doser left me with, because it was all to cock with the dosing. But this one's doing alright. What we'll find out now though is how well this doser will perform on the tweaking side of things, which is when you get a system sort of bedded in and on all that sort of stuff. That's where, you know, the all important finer details, if you know what I mean, and that's where dosers are going to start getting a bit more, I suppose, separating the good from the bad. So yeah, anyway, as you can see, I'm running the Triton other methods. Everything has to be dosed equally, so you can see there everything's dosing at 3 mil, and that's 3 times through a 24-hour period. No dose is within 15 minutes of itself. So like if it doses at 12 o'clock, the next dose won't happen till 12:15. And so on until all 4 doses are done, and then there'll be a bit of a gap before the next one, and then blah blah blah. So I think I'm going to increase that. Although there's been a 0.3 drop in the DKH, I think I'm only going to increase these about 1 mil, although I do expect it to go down more yet, because those new corals will only just be bedding in. Even if that, I mean, they will have more or less done nothing at this point. But on top of that, there was the change in flow as well. I've like increased all my flow just due to basically cleaning them and stuff like that, and that'll, in theory, increase growth on all the other corals basically. So that's what we're going to be doing now. But also, just to give you a quick look around this, what you see on the app basically. So if you look across the bottom there, you've got bottle, which is your all important page. You've got plan, which is your next one across. That's all real time there. I won't edit that out, just so you can see how long that took to load. If anyone, you know, has any what's it for that, I don't know. So you can see there the gear that everything's on. We'll look at pump 1. So it's adding daily 3 mil. That's every day. Execute today. And all the gear is on fast. I don't really know why I had them on fast. I could have them on slow or fast. I don't know. They're all just on fast. So our next one along is manual. Also, these blue sliders across the sides there. I suppose if you were dosing magnesium, for instance, and something went wrong, you could just knock it off. You could just tap that blue button there. I'm not going to press it just because, you know, something goes wrong. But you could press that and it'll just shut it off, so you've got time to figure stuff out. Anyway, so the next one's manual. Quite long loading times here. That 0.5 is that's just when I was arsing around with calibrations and stuff. That's when I was just getting daft with calibrating. I turned it all down to 0.5 when I want to dose manually. So if I'm making tiny little adjustments according to my testing. So that's not what I'm asking the doser to do permanently. That's just me sort of like, oh, okay, this so-and-so's a bit further down, I'll catch that up a bit, blah, blah, blah. Right, so the next one's settings, and that's just, you know, there's section for calibration there. Channel 1, we'll click on channel 1 just to see what it is, because I don't actually know. Oh, you're naming it, okay. We'll have to name that then. Eric. Brian. That channel 1. Eric! You're shouting it. Zeppelin. And channel 4 can be perfect. So then your next one down, just your flow calibration. Select a channel. That's not going to load, but I don't want to mess with flow calibration, to be honest with you. You have that's flow calibration. If any of you haven't had a doser before, that's just like your initial setup of your doser. You're just basically making sure that each individual pump is putting in what you think it's putting in. And then your anti-chemical interface is just like what I said towards the beginning of the video, where it's, for instance, in my case, there's a 15-minute delay between the next dose of any of a pump. And then there's your factory reset, which we're going to keep well away from. Right, so back to bottle. All we're going to do is we're going to increase this by mil. You can do 0.1 and stuff like that as well. You can go to like your micro dosing level, like real fine tune then. 4. Okay. Hang on a minute, I've ballsed up. I've pressed on the wrong thing. I can't remember what that was on before. Okay. Don't click on set. Click on daily add. 3 mil. Daily add. 3 mil. Let me dose. Let's go on plan. Oh Christ, it's because I was clicking on the wrong thing. Right. Okay. So we're on Eric, which is pump 1. And we've gone down to automatic plans. I cocked up a bit there because, to be honest with you, with a lot of these things, unless I'm sort of doing what I'm doing now or recalibrating, which is you should probably do every so many months, I tend to just leave them alone. Same with like your LED lights and all that. That sort of stuff is like you should set and forget, really. Just as you've seen that I do, I just test me alkalinity and sort of go by that. If that tells me I need to dose, then that's when I'll mess with what I see. My dosing times there for this pump, and we want to increase it to 4 mil, or it'll divide it up for us. You can see there, add times 3, total add 3.0 mil. So we're going to click on the 3.0 and we'll put 4 in there. So that's made it 4 mil. Save. There we go. So you can see it's figured it out for us. It's 1.3 mil per dose. And now all we're going to do is repeat that process. Why has that gone to that now? Fuck's sake. Right, okay, I don't know. It's not the fastest in the world at this. I might just be being a bit impatient, but like sometimes with things like this, if I go back and I don't see they just change straight away, like all this to me is quite important. So when I don't see it change straight away, I sort of panic a bit. But you just got to be a bit patient. Don't do what I do and freak out the second something doesn't seem perfect. Same thing again. Total add. Change it to 4. Save. So you have to wait for it to come up with setting it up, then press save again, and it will have done it for you. So that's Brian sorted. Zeppelin. Click on your plans. Edit. Total add 3 mil. Change it to 4. Save. Okay. Sorted. Okay. And the last one, you can see there as well, I didn't freak out because I knew what was going to happen with Brian there. We've gone back again and it's updated itself, so it just takes it a couple of seconds to update itself. And Steamy Nicks, just make sure that's done that, because I did that a lot quicker than they normally do. Back. Okay, it's full mil. So it's like I've done the first two and then it's sort of, I don't know whether the connection's a bit better or what, but it seems to have, the last two seemed a lot quicker. Right, so that's sorted. Back to bottle. There we are. It's all there now. So I'm quite confident that it will do that. I test daily alkalinity, so I'll keep on top of that. And if we need to change again, I'll change it again. It's as simple as that. If you're testing alkalinity once or twice a day, you can keep on top of all this sort of stuff quite easily. For those of you that have been having problems connecting this up, I haven't connected it up through my own personal router, only because at the time my iguana had knocked the router down the back of my snake tanks. So I couldn't get the password, in other words, and I couldn't remember if I had it the right way, because we haven't had a new password that long. And anyway, you can actually connect straight to the D-D network. So I suggest you just do that, to be honest with you. Like I say, and like you've seen, it's not super fast, but it's there for that reason. So if you're having trouble, do that. Alright guys, give me any messages or whatever in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer you. If there's anything else, you know, video wise I can make with this thing, just give me a shout and I'll see if I can sort it out. I hope this has cleared up some people's questions and stuff. Let me know what you think anyway guys. Catch you later.